Hey guys, I'm so sad. I'm so sorry. I'm sad because I'm sorry. I haven't posted anything in so long. Oh my god. The neighbor in front of me is leaving, so and my window's open, but whatever. A lot has happened to me since I last talked to you guys. Oh my god, I don't know where to start. I'm so sorry. I know I can't stop saying it, but I really am, because I keep ghosting you guys like that. But alright, I'm just gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell y'all everything that happened to me. Okay, well, my birthday was a few weeks ago. I turned 23. It's so crazy. Oh, my thing is so lucky. I hate when it does that. Yeah. What else? I swear there's more. I swear. Why is he not leaving? He's just kind of throwing me off. But okay. So guys, I got this job. Okay, this is about maybe September, October. I don't really know, but yeah, maybe September or something. But I'm so sorry. I need to focus. I keep spacing out. Okay, he's finally leaving. Okay. I got this job. It was a really good job. Like, it was 2 minutes from my house. Like, it was really close. It paid well. It paid every week. I didn't really have a boss. Like, I would be there by myself mostly, and I would close at like 8, and it just depended on how fast I would clean up, so, you know, what time I would get out, and it would still be pretty early. I was working a lot, and I was getting a lot of tips, and blah blah blah. Okay, this is crazy, and you guys, please do not judge me. It was really bad. Something really bad happened. So I was working there for like about a month or 2 months. I wasn't there for very long. But one night, as I said, I would be there alone. So there wasn't a lot of bosses around, and I worked somewhere kind of together with somewhere, but it was like separate. So no one could really help me sometimes, because my bosses would only work in the morning and I would work the rest of the night. So I was alone, and I got a phone call. And guys, please don't judge me. Like, I feel really bad. I'm not stupid. Like, I swear to you, after this story, who knows, right? But I swear I'm not dumb. Anyway, okay, someone called, and I thought, should I answer? I don't really know. Like, I could answer. It might be my boss, it might be someone just asking, oh, what time do you guys close? Or, something simple. Or I honestly could have just been like, fuck that, I'm not gonna answer the phone. Like, but I was like, no, let me just answer. And I definitely was just not going to, but I did. was late as fuck because I didn't get to clean anything. But yeah, basically, I guess you guys can probably tell. He was a scammer, and I ended up giving him a. This is so embarrassing. I ended up giving him a lot of money in gift cards, and I know, like, I should have seen the signs, whatever. As I was in the middle of doing that, a girl comes up to me and she was like, "Who are you on the phone with?" And I was like, "Oh, this guy says he's the blah blah fucking man." And she's like, "No, no, no," and she hangs up the phone. And I was like, "Wait, you're right." Like, it was like literally like I was in a trance. Like, after she stopped me, I looked at what I was doing. I looked down at what I was doing and I was like, "Wait, yeah, you're right. Like, what am I doing right now?" I didn't really process it. And she was like, "Don't worry about it. Like, I mean, I do have to tell our boss." And I was like, "Well, yeah, like, I completely understand. I'm like, I know, I literally fucked up. Like, it was really bad, and she was trying to make me feel better, but her situation was not like mine. Hers was an actual accident, but I literally gave this man money, non-refundable. So she told the boss guy, and she came up to me like, he just asked me, "Oh, is she new?" And she said yes, because I technically kind of was. And he was like, "Okay, just make sure she doesn't do it again." So it kind of sounded like, it was alright, like, whatever. So I was like, "Okay," but she was like, "He'll probably forget about it, and I was like, okay, like, taking her word for it, but I wasn't too sure. And I was kind of nervous, but, whatever. I didn't see him till like 2 days later, and he comes up to me and he was like, I kept apologizing. I was like, "I'm so sorry." And he's like, "Well, what's done is done." He was just very blown. Like, he was like, "Whatever." And let me tell you, so while all this was happening, literally, and I'm not gonna blame it on this, but I feel like it might have, I don't know. I was having issues at home. I left. I moved out of my parents' house, but I moved in with family, so it's not that bad, I think. Like, and it's not that far. I still see them all the time. Like, but I was just going through something for like a few days, and he just so happened to call me when I was kind of not in the best headspace. Like, I literally wasn't eating. Like, I was stressing out, and I was nonstop thinking about this thing with my family and what am I gonna do, and should I do it? I was just really not all there, so stressed out, like, so stressed. And he so happened to call me, and I think I was just very, I don't know. So, I decided, okay, I'm gonna leave, and I moved out. And I was like, well, great, like, I have this good job, and I'll be able to pay for things, and it'll be fine. Like, it's right there still. It'll all be good. Like, I was excited. And literally a week after the incident happened, I went into work, and I literally walked in, put my jacket down, went over, washed my hands, and said hi to my coworker, which literally took I was there for not even 2-3 minutes. And my coworker goes, "Hey, the boss is calling you." And I was like, "Oh no, like, what now?" stores, retail, or any store really, they give you this thing to sign that's like you acknowledge that you're not supposed to do any gift card business over the fucking phone. And I knew that. Like, I know that. I've worked like in all that shit. Like, I know. I've gone through that. I know that. But the way this man was talking to me was just so, like, in the moment, I don't know what I thought I was doing. Like, literally nothing seemed out of place to me. Like, if anything, I thought I was literally doing my job. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know. But, yeah. She's like, you signed it. You literally signed it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I probably did. And, she recorded me telling her everything I remembered. And I tried, like, you tell your story, but you forget things and then they come back to you, so it's kind of out of order. And I tried telling her everything, and then she's like, okay, now you have to write it down. So I wrote down, I kept writing, I needed like 3 pages, and I signed it, I acknowledged it, whatever. And some things that I wrote down I didn't say, because like I said, you remember things and they come back to you. But whatever. So I was there doing that, and she's like, okay, well, now this is out of my hands. Like, I just came to collect information, your information, and what you remember. But now I'm gonna send this off, and blah 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 is gonna determine whether or not you're gonna just be suspended or terminated. And I was like, oh my god. And my boss was like, you know that meme, the Simpson meme, Marge Simpson on Lisa, like, go ahead and clock out for me. That was me. He was like, go ahead and clock out for me. And I was like, okay. And the lady, as I'm walking out, she's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, that's okay. And I went and I clocked out. And as I said, like, as soon as I got there, I put my jacket down, said hi to my coworker, and I had to go get my stuff. Like, no explanation. I told her, I was like, hey, they told me I have to leave, so bye. And like, I'm trying to hold in my tears. Like, I went and cried in my car. I was like, I can't believe this happened to me. Like, I can't believe this just happened. I've never been fired from a job ever, and I've had seven jobs. Not that I'm amazing or whatever, but that's like insane. Like, I'm regular. I've never done anything that crazy. But yep, that happened. So I waited like I don't remember how long. And yeah, I got a letter in the mail, and it's like, your employment has been terminated. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I figured, I was like, you know what, let me just prepare for the worst. Anyway, that happened. I also dyed my hair red. And then something else happened. You think that's bad? Okay, so I move out. I'm trying to look for a job. I got fired. I'm trying to look for a job because I got fired. Then my phone broke, and I needed to get a new phone, and I'm not about to do the whole used thing, because I don't know, I'd rather just pay money and have a brand new one than go through that, oh, it's used and then it breaks and then I gotta buy another one. Like, I know it probably still is good, but I don't got money like that to be risking it. I'd rather just pay the one time and just, keep it for years, and then fuck it breaks again. I'm just not with all that shit, fucking around. I need a phone, you know what I mean? Anyway, that was expensive on its own. And then January 30th. Okay. Get this. almost out of the intersection, I just see the headlights and the car hits my driver door, and they drive into the stop sign, and I'm just yelling, what the fuck? I'm like, fuck. I'm like, why me? And I get out, and oh shit, I'm so sorry. My car door is fucked up, and like the headlight. I was like, oh my god, like I could barely open my door. It was dented. And this guy comes running up to me, okay? He's like, hey, are you okay? I saw what happened. And I was like, what? I was supposed to go, right? Like, that was my turn. He's like, yeah, I saw the whole thing. He definitely wasn't supposed to go. You were right. And I was like, oh my god, like my car. And sure enough, this guy, he's like, I'm a tow guy. He's like, I could tow your car, okay? You won't have to pay anything. Your insurance is gonna take care of it. Tow it now, because you're gonna need to tow it eventually anyway. So just have it towed here, then State Farm will pick it up and take it to wherever you're gonna get it fixed. And I'm just like, I don't know what to even think or do right now, okay? He's like, okay, share the information, go get the other person's information. Mind you, the driver that actually hit me never got out of his car, okay? Some random guy and maybe their daughter, I don't know, comes out and starts talking to me. And he's like, let me get your insurance and your ID. And I was like, what about yours? Give me yours too. And I'm like, but by the way, like, I didn't know it was him at the time. I was yelling at him. I was like, why would you go? You weren't supposed to go. It was my turn. Why didn't you wait? And he just goes, the insurance will handle that. Just like waving me off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and the tow guy is like, go take pictures of the car. Like, he's honestly the only one helping me. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, he was the only one caring about me in that moment. And the thing is, I was at my parents' house dropping something off for my mom that she asked me to go get. So it was literally by my parents' house. I've driven there all the time. Like, I would go through those stop signs every day. And so I'm calling my mom, like, I got hit. And she comes to see me, and my own dad didn't come. Like, I was right there. He didn't come to see what happened. I called someone else and to come get me, and they were telling me that the best option is to have this guy tow the car. And at one point, the tow guy and the guy that hit me, well, the guy's family, I guess, they're arguing like, oh, okay, we good, and he's like, I'm not talking to you. He's like, I'm not talking to you, motherfucker. And they're going back and forth, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, everyone's stressing me out, and I'm like, this is, of course, is what happened to me. And they're talking about calling the police, but they're like, no, there's no point, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I probably should have. The people that hit me had already left, and then there's just no point. Like, I was like, whatever. So I left my car there. I let the guy tow it. Oh my god. I might honestly just have to talk like this because my voice is really dry. Oh my god. But basically, my car got towed, right? And so the guy gave me all his information, and he's like, you can even use me as a witness. He was like, I was just driving home. So he says, he's like, I live in the area, and he tows trucks. So I was like, okay, thank you. I was like, whatever. And so I'm calling my insurance. When I tell you guys, like, I was on the phone every day, waiting for hours, talking to someone. And finally, I'm like, hey, like, when can someone go and tow my car? And the thing is, like, they had the wrong the wrong address online. Like, they moved, so I had to call the guy, get the address, wait again, and tell them, and then I had to call back, and then I had to call back, and then I had to correct the address, and then I was like, hey, like, were you able to tow my car? And it was just something with, they gotta talk to him, or he needs to talk to someone, or someone just hasn't gone yet to pick it up, or it was just so frustrating. It was so annoying. But something else happened. Oh yeah, at one point the lady's like, oh, they were gonna send your car to Colorado. And I was like, what? Why? Who do y'all have working there? Colorado. She was like, yeah, they were about to send your car like thousands of miles away. And I was like, are you serious? Mind you, I live on the West Coast, like, near DC. I was like, what in the fuck? So that just took forever. And then the thing is, the tow guy was like, oh, I'm going on vacation, so someone needs to pick up the car by this day. That's why I was making so many calls. I'm like, someone has to go because he's leaving, and then I won't be able to get my car until he gets back. But the thing is, like, he doesn't got nobody else working there, but he wanted to be there. And so the day came, and he's like, no, I missed my flight for this. And I'm like, was it that serious? And he's like, the thing was, the State Farm lady called him finally, and the thing he wanted to make straight was, he wanted to get paid in cash. So yeah, people kept telling me, why would you let a guy tow your car? And I was like, listen, I've never been through this, okay? Like, I didn't know who to listen to. I've never been through this. It sounded very, very logical at the time, okay? Don't go on me, please. I learned my lesson, but still. So, yeah. And then finally, they picked up my car. And why? After they picked up my car, the tow guy texts me, I like you. And I think I sent a question mark, because I was like, please don't tell me that's what I think it means. I'm like, sir, you are so much older than me, and what is this? And he goes, so he said, can I like you? I sent a question mark, and he goes, what? Yeah. So that's my experience. And still, so my car finally got taken to the shop, okay? And it was taken there like a Monday or Tuesday, okay? February 7th or something. Either February 6th or 7th. And it was the beginning of the week, and I called, and I was like, hey, has anyone gotten a chance to look at my car? How much is it? How long will it take? The lady goes, oh, it's in line to be inspected Friday. And I'm like, I have to wait a whole week just for you to tell me how long it's gonna take. I was already so upset, like, and the thing is, I got a rental, right? But it only covered so much, like, I had to give it back. Like, I've been without a car for like fucking a week and a half. I don't know. It's been like, I never knew how important it was. Like, I just take everything for fucking granted. But yeah, so finally they start getting they start like seeing what's wrong with it and ordering the parts. But the guy's like, oh, part that I need to order your door. And I'm like, why can't you just order it? And I have to call my insurance again. And I'm like, please, for the love of God, approve this man's part. And they're like, oh, we don't even know why he needs our approval, because he's one of our preferred shops anyway. And I was like, what in the world? And he's like, they gotta approve the part, they haven't approved the part. And I'm like, oh my God. And so one day I called and they're like, nope, they haven't approved it. And I started crying. I was so frustrated at this point. I was like, this is so annoying. Like, this is ridiculous. I mean, I know there's a shortage, but like, this is insane. And what happened? I lost my train of thought. What happened? Okay, yeah, he called me. The guy calls me. He saw that I was really upset, and he was like, hey, I got a friend on the inside. It took 2 hours for them to approve the part. I got the part. It'll probably take 10 business days after when he gets it to fix it. So I'm like, oh my God, like, come on. And he told me last week that it would be ready last week. And then last week he told me this week that it might be ready either Wednesday or Thursday. And so I called yesterday and I was like, when do you think my car will be ready? He said either today or tomorrow. And she goes, oh, I talked to him. He said, hopefully Friday. And I was like, okay. It's being painted right now. So, my cousin was frustrated for me. We called my insurance and kind of complained a little bit. And so he's like, okay, I'll talk to them for you. And I was like, okay, I don't really know what that's gonna do, but whatever. And he leaves me a message saying, yeah, they're saying hopefully Friday, but for sure Monday. Because of course they're closed on the weekends. And I was like, oh my God. So, yep, it's March 10th. I got in the accident January 30th. Anyway, so that's currently happening. So still don't have my car. That's currently happening. Something else that happened though. Sorry, I had to check something real quick. Did I show anything? No. Don't go crazy now. But what happened? Oh yeah, I got this little job walking dogs because I've done that in the past, but this experience was a lot better than the one I had a few years ago. So I was really enjoying it. I was doing it before my regular job that I have now, so I would just do it before I go to work. It's only 30-minute walks, and I only walk 2 dogs basically every day. So, whatever. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I need it anyway. And these are like nice neighborhoods, okay? Let me tell you, like, these dogs are privileged, okay? They can live a better life than I do. I'll tell you that. But one of the owners adore me, they like me. They say, oh, she'll be thrilled when I tell them I'm on the way. And they're like, oh, we tell her your name and she just starts getting up and she's so excited. All you have to say is your name. I'm like, oh, cute. The other owner, he's weird. I would send him like updates, pictures of the dog, and did he go 1 or 2, because you're supposed to do that, and he would just be like, okay. So I'm like, okay, like I guess he doesn't care. I guess he doesn't want me to really bother him with that. So I kind of stopped, which I guess I probably shouldn't have. Oh my God, that scared me. But okay, so one day, all he requires of me is to let him know when I'm 5 minutes away so he could turn his alarm off, right? And so that's like the only interaction we have. And then I tell him that I dropped the dog off, and he goes, okay. And so no one's ever home when I go. And I entered through the garage, okay? I put a code in, and I entered because that's what he showed me. I've only met him once. It was our meet and greet, and it was to show me how to get into the house, where the leash is, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so one day, I was literally on the way to walk the dog, and I have a time frame from when I can go, which is like 12 to 4, so let's say I could go anytime between then. And I always let him know, but I was on the way, and I was literally about to text him. I was like 6 minutes away. I was texting when I passed a certain point, and he texted me like, "Are you walking him today?" with 2 question marks, and I was like, chill. Like, I was just about to text you like, yeah, I'm 5 minutes away now. He was like, oh, okay, alarm off. And I was like, okay. And then, what was it? I don't know. I keep hearing things. But one day, randomly, this was probably, I don't know. Yeah, it was a while, maybe over a week ago. I get a text. You know, I'm gonna read it because I like to tell this story from start to finish, okay? I get a text. Okay, so that day that this happened, I texted the guy. I said, hi, I'm 5 minutes away. He texted me saying off, because that's what he usually does, just say off. Not, oh, alarm's off, or off. And I'm literally walking the dog. I'm probably 10 minutes or so into walking the dog. I get a text from him saying, are you walking him? Me, I'm like, what else would I be doing? I texted him, yes. I started about 8 minutes ago. And then I get a text from the guy that kind of basically hired me and gave me the gigs. Let me go. I get it. So I got a text from the owner saying that. And then I got this text. I got, hey, have you been walking dog's name for owner's name for full 30 minutes? He is just making sure because he hasn't really seen you. And I say, yeah, make sure to walk him full 30, but no one's ever even home when I'm there. And mind you, this man has cameras. Like I told you, they have a nice house, nice area. These houses always have cameras, you know what I mean? Because these people want security. And so I text him saying, would he like more pictures and updates? And he's like, yeah, for both clients, we'll always send pictures, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, cool. And then the owner again texts me out of nowhere. After that happened, he says, did he poop? He hasn't since yesterday. And I go, oh no, he hasn't. He usually would have by now. Because he would have. I was almost done walking him, and he always, not that that's important, he always went like soon or in the middle. He would have gone by now. I was almost done. I even sent the guy a picture of the dog. Because I like to take pictures of them anyway, and I keep them. And I was like, he was excited to walk though. And then I texted him saying, just dropped him off because I was done and I was leaving. So I get another text from my boss guy. And he goes, owner's name was just concerned because his cameras alert him of motion when someone comes in the door, and he didn't receive any notifications that someone had been entering the house, even though he sees your car in the driveway. So I'm like, does that make any sense? So he sees my car where it's parked. He wouldn't see me walk past the car with the dog and come back 30 minutes later. Like, if you're that pressed, look through your history. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you want to be so, oh, my camera, then have all your facts. I don't get it. So I told him, oh, that's strange. I'm not sure, but I always enter through the garage, which is what he showed me. And he says, can you call him? He does not think that you are walking the dog, and he's going home to walk him. So I immediately was so taken aback, and I was on my way to go walk my other dog that I have that the family likes me. And I was trying to figure out what to tell this guy, because I was like, no, I am not gonna call him. Hell no. That's not my issue. So as I was trying to figure out what to text him, he calls me, the guy that I work with. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I was gonna text you. And I told him, I was like, I'm not gonna call him. Like, I don't feel comfortable. Of course I walk his dog, and I don't like the way he was speaking to me. I don't like that he's accusing me of not doing something. That just sounds ridiculous. And he's like, yeah, he's just paranoid because his last dog walker, he had issues with it. And I'm like, I wonder why. And I was just like, that's insane. And I was like, look, I honestly don't feel comfortable. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was like, I honestly don't feel comfortable like continuing to work with him. I don't want to do it. And he's like, oh my god, my tooth is really getting out there. Okay. Oh no. Do you see that? My tooth is literally popping out more than usual. I knew it. I probably need braces or something. Fuck. That was random. I'm so sorry. Great. Now I gotta go to the dentist. Yep. How am I surviving right now? I don't know. Because I probably won't be able to go to the dentist for a long time. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah, I was like, I don't feel comfortable. And this is when I had to give my rental back. So I told the guy, hey, I won't be able to walk dogs for about a week. Okay. Because I won't have a car. So we gotta find somebody else to do it. And he's like, okay, but that was a whole issue on its own. But anyway, got it figured out. But he keeps trying to ask me, like, please, like, can you walk this dog and we'll pay this much? And I'm like, no, like, I really can't do it. But he offered. He was like, can you please at least walk the other guy's dog? The guy that fucking accused me. He was like, can you walk his dog Friday? Excuse me. And I was like, what did I tell you? Like, I'm not gonna walk that guy's dog. Let me read it to you. He was like, are you able to walk him Friday? And I said, I was like, and I'm sorry, I would rather not continue to walk for blah blah blah. Sorry again for any inconvenience. And he said, so were you not walking him? Because his cameras show that you did not. Guess it doesn't matter now. I was like, what in the actual fuck? Like, is this guy an idiot? I thought we established that sounds pretty ridiculous. Why would I not be walking his dog? And why are you still bringing it up? And I go, of course I was walking him. Also, he literally had a camera at the garage door. So I don't understand why he couldn't just check that. I was like, and I noticed he has a camera by the garage door where I always enter, where he can see I clearly take him out. I've never had an issue like this before. I didn't like the way he spoke to me and accused me of not doing something, which is why I would not like to work with him any further. And he was like, oh, okay, I gotcha. All I know is what the client told me, but I totally understand. But the other family still loves you as their walker, so I hope you can continue to walk them. And I was like, so one family likes me, but the other one is this. Like, well, how does that make any sense? I was just like, that is so, and it's really unfortunate because I really like to walk that dog. He was a really sweet dog. He was a golden retriever. It was a really nice neighborhood. Like I enjoyed it. But it's unfortunate what had to happen. But I'm not about to go through that. Like, no, you can't just do that. Okay, I think I talked my head off enough. I guess I'll update you guys soon, hopefully, if anything else happens. Pray for me. Also, I hate my job. I want to quit so bad. But just keep me in your thoughts. Hopefully, I'll find my path and things will get better. And I have this little thundercloud. It's cute, right? Alright, well, thanks if you are made it to the end. Thanks for listening.